deck.
Oh wait, no, I want this
Speaking of
one.
Delver deck,
I want that one. You can have that one.
Bruce Strong this round is playing Blue-White Delver at 4-0 right now, both of these players.
John Howell, however, is playing a deck with 3 Craterhoof Behemoth, a card that you actually wrote about this week.
This is very similar to this week's Building on a Budget deck. He fixed the mana base, which is good. I suggested that people do that if they're willing to invest a little more money.
I also 12 Scars Duels, so clearly willing to pull out his wallet.
I also encouraged people to add Elish Norn and maybe a Gristlebrand to the deck. So
he has 3 Elish Norns and a Gristlebrand.
This is my Building on a Budget deck from this week, sitting at 4-0. Last week we had a deck at 6-0. That was my Building on a Budget deck from the week before.
That's awesome.
And now this week,
JVL just very casually innovating for the rest of us.
Well, I mean, my deck's like 8 cards different because I'm not allowed to spend money. So.
Well, yeah.
I will.
But you had
forever
Craterhoof
not getting
Behemoth,
credit.
and now he's playing Craterhoof Behemoth.
I mean, it's not bad. If you have 3 1/1s to play,
yeah, and they're just dead, right?
They're just dead. Yeah, I did have Tracker's Instincts. Yeah.
Tracker's Instincts, Mulch, Lingering Souls, Unburial Rites, Faithless Looting, all 4 ofs.
I had all those.
4 birds, 4 4 birds, 4 pilgrims, 1 elf.
All right, we're off. John Howell leading things off with an Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Let's see what Bruce Strong has for turn 1. He has a Seachrome Coast, and gonna make anything? Think for a bit. Yep, decides to just pass the turn.
Bruce is a very Phyrexian-heavy Delver deck. He has 6 Phyrexian spells, as well as 3 Thought Scours.
Yeah. Now, John Howell with a Lingering Souls here, going to make some guys.
Yeah.
And Bruce without many options. Bruce's hand is a little strange. He kept like I think a 4 or 5 lander as Delver, which you never really want to do.
Yeah, but he has Mana Leak. We can see that. I'm not sure.
A Mana Leak, Snapcaster, Vapor Snag, I think is his hand.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, so if you see Pilgrim on turn 1, do you just like snag that or no?
I don't think so.
Like I don't think you can afford to, but it's also really rough to get just like ramped out of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, you also like don't know who you're necessarily playing against. It's weird. All right, he's gonna snag one of the tokens.
Token.
That's fine.
You like snagging a token over snagging Pilgrim?
I guess you're against Freets, so no, I think I snagged the Pilgrim.
Yeah, I think you have to snag Pilgrim there.
But actually, the version of Freets that he's playing against, I think I would probably rather have my Pilgrim snagged. So
yeah, because with Craterhoof's trigger on the stack, if it gets snagged, then you get blown out a little bit.
Yeah. So Craterhoof Behemoth in hand for John. Probably find a way to discard this. If he
find a Faithless Looting.
Yeah, if he finds a Faithless Looting, he can just win the game that turn, I think.
Mulch and
Bruce. No Mana Leak mana open right now.
Finds a Forest and
I believe that is
Shimmering Grotto. Yeah.
With that Copperline Gorge.
He has 4 Shimmering Grottos in this deck.
Yeah, no, I think they're good in this deck. I would also play 4 Shimmering Grottos if I were playing this deck.
He has a Gavany Township as well.
I would actually probably play 2 of those.
His mana base, for those of you taking notes at home, 4 Copperline Gorge, 4 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Razorverge Thicket, so just all of the non-blue Scars Duels. 4 Shimmering Grotto, 5 Forest, 1 Mountain, 1 Plains, 1 Gavany Township.
And now attacking Bruce down at 19 here. Does find that Faithless Looting, but it's in his yard, so it will be 2 turns before he kills opponent with a Craterhoof Behemoth via Faithless Looting, but I think he's just going to put an Elish Norn into play.
Yeah.
That'll win just fine.
Yeah, very likely.
Craterhoof Behemoth does do it all at once, though.
It's an appealing part of it. So Delver fails to flip.
Bruce with these Mana Leaks in hand, but unfortunately for him, he cannot continue what is it? He cannot continue casting threats to the board, because if he does, he's not going to be able to leave Mana Leak mana open. So like this turn, he could be able to cast a Geist, but he's not going to have that option.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of the bind that Freets puts you in as soon as turn 3 is you have to figure out when you can commit mana on your main phase and when you have to hold up counters.
Yeah, and as Delver, if you don't really have like that turn 1 Delver followed by a turn 2 Snapcaster against a deck like Freets, then you're never going to get to tap out. You're never going to cast your Geist of Saint Traft.
Yeah, and you can just get beat up by a Spirit and a Pilgrim to a turn, and then eventually you have to start doing things and. They slam an Elishnorn.
This turn, a few different options for both of our players here. Yeah, so Bruce just going to try to Unburial Rights the Elishnorn. Going to get mana leaked here.
That's fine, though.
Yeah, you can flash it back the next turn.
Yeah.
And attacking for 1.
I'm not sure I like jamming Unburial Rights into open counter magic. Like, he's not doing anything, you don't have to do anything, you play a bunch of mana.
His whole deck costs no mana, you know for certain that he has to have a counter spell if he leaves the mana open.
Correct.
So, like, on that turn, like, he could have just tried to flashback Lingering Souls and flashback Faithless Looting.
Yeah.
And if you counter those spells, you're much happier.
Yeah. I mean, if your opponent is mana leaking a flashback spell, you're golden. You are so fine.
Yeah.
Like, Unburial Rights should be... Like, you're going to need.
I understand it's a flashback
ends.
spell, but both ends are so important.
Yeah. Okay, so, dear Bruce, please lay it out for us. Craterhoof Behemoth and Blackcleave Cliffs, the 2 cards that we can see so far.
All right, Bruce. Probably like, oh man, he's playing the building on a budget deck. That deck's the best. Whoever wrote about that was a genius.
He's so smart, I can never win.
How am I going to beat Craterhoof Behemoth?
I can't. I should just scoop right now.
And that's what Craterhoof Behemoth does, guys.
It makes them scoop right now.
Right meow.
Right meow?
Right meow. Craterhoof Behemoth, 2 OP, man.
So, Sword of War and Peace in Bruce Strong's hand.
Yeah, Bruce putting John down to 15 here.
We got a lot of flashback.
Bruce has a few different options here. He can leave open Snapcaster Mana Leak, and that's what he chooses to do. That's definitely right.
Yeah. I mean, John can just play Blackcleave Cliffs tapped, or play Shimmering Grotto. So, like, if he plays Blackcleave Cliffs into land Unburial Rights through Mana Leak, then there isn't a whole lot that Bruce can do.
He has to wait till next turn, though.
But he played Shimmering Grotto this turn.
But I think he still has another untap land. It's fine.
Okay.
Lingering Souls. Quick flashback.
I guess he also probably wants to loot away his Glyphs. But, like, he doesn't need to play either land until he resolves the flashback
Faithless
looting.
Looting, maybe? Or a...
Ooh, Tracker's Instinct.
Tracker's Instinct. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I really don't like playing Grotto before that. Because you just have so many decisions that can interact with cards in your hand. Flip Pilgrim, Elishnorn, Blackcleave Cliffs, Llanowar Elves. He has 2 real options here. Take a Mana Dude or take a Boom Boom. Takes the Mana Dude.
Yep,
and now he can cast that off of his...
I don't know if you take the Mana Dude. Next turn you have mana to cast Elishnorn.
Yeah. I agree. But he also wants mana to cast Craterhoof Behemoth in a couple turns.
That's true. But I mean, he's going to have it regardless.
Yeah. Attack
Another
with
one.
one of them.
We can only attack
Oh,
with
yeah,
one.
yeah, flashed it back.
Hit Bruce at 15. A tie ball game now.
I like John's spot a little more.
Yeah, I think John's pretty far ahead here.
Just has more lands, more permanents, more cards in hand, effectively speaking. Far more options. He really is driving this game forward, and Bruce is not going to be able to effectively get this game back under control the way things are going.
It's really rough because the moment he taps mana, he kind of just loses.
Yeah. Like if he taps more than 3 lands during his main phase, he's just dead. And I'm pretty sure
next
that
turn, John can just cast Unburial Rites on Elesh Norn through Mana Leak.
Correct. Sword, equip, attack. Yep, he is all in.
He kind of has to make that play.
Yeah. I think Craterhoof Behemoth has him dead here.
It does.
Are going up in pink paper.
Craterhoof costs how much?
2D pairing boards.
7 or 8.
Are numbered
8.
in red.
Okay.
So does he have the...
Yeah, but that's 15 with spirits.
Please find your seat.
7, 18? 18 with spirits?
With the 3 spirits?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's like 25, right?
Well, no, because he has to tap his 2 mana dudes plus the untapped land plus his 5.
So it's 4 times 4 is 16, plus 5 is 21, plus 3 is 24. It's 24.
Yeah.
24 damage.
What's that do? Oh, it has haste?
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, man, the card's good. I don't just write building out budget columns about anything.
I thought it was just overrun. Okay, we need to invent a hashtag for victims of Craterhoof Behemoth. I suggest hoof. Because that's all that's left of someone after Craterhoof Behemoth runs them over.
Yeah, I mean, his footprints are the lakes of tomorrow. That's flavor text, something like that. Craterhoof Behemoth, an adorable dude, coming into the red zone now. Woo! That is adorable.
Boom.
This wouldn't even let him attack. It's pretty awesome. Like rarely, like it comes into play and people usually just scoop. You don't actually get to attack for lethal.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what these players have as sideboarding options. Bruce Strong, out of the sideboard, has not much.
Not a heck of a lot of anything. He has negates.
I like Grouchy Bob. I like negate.
The thing about Oblivion Ring used to be good against the Inferno Titan Elesh Norn version. Not as good when you're just dying on the spot.
Yeah, not as good. That's true. I mean, Craterhoof Behemoth is
a big deal, man.
It makes
I guess
the free stick better. I think.
Active Aggression has to be his best card coming in, because you just act his Craterhoof Behemoth in response to the trigger, and then they don't have their Craterhoof Behemoth anymore, and their team gets Break of Dayed instead of Overrun.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, Active Aggression seems real good here. So that's got to be.
He needs that mana open.
Yeah. Again, a lot of what Bruce needs to do is early aggression backed by reliable instants afterwards. He needs.
I'm loving that John Howell is playing Craterhoof Behemoth Freeds.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed you would. So John has the transformation 4 Hunt Masters in the sideboard, as well as some Ancient Grudges, some Timelies, Array of Revelation, 1 of each sword, and some Zealous Conscripts and some bonfires. The bonfires are definitely coming in.
Oh yeah, bonfire is awesome.
Would you board it? Yeah, I think you have to board in Huntmaster here, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't really know what you take
like
out.
A solid
right?
card.
Like, I know it's a good card here, but
the rest of your deck is also
about
awesome.
how John sideboards. I'm going to be interested to see.
Yeah,
the sideboard is much different than.
Because like you're basically the dredge deck where you need like a certain number of cards that flip your deck and a certain number of cards that do something once your deck is flipped.
Yeah.
And you can't really side out your mana base. And you can't really side out your end game. So are you just like cutting your Tracker's Instincts?
That just kind of seems bad though.
Right. I mean, you're just like making your engine worse.
I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see what he does here. He can take out Gristlebrand.
Yeah. Gristlebrand seems painful. And very, very vulnerable to Vapor Snag.
Craterhoof Behemoth, he kills people really dead. It's so much damage.
Dude, your eyes got so wide as soon as you saw that deck list.
Yeah, I was really excited. No, I made the deck this week, and I was like, I played one game with a Reanimator Creator Behemoth deck, and that's all
Yeah.
I've gotten to play with it. The deck was super sweet, and I was like, man, I imagine this is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad somebody's actually playing in the tournament, and they're actually 4-0, and they're actually up a game in the 5th round.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Maybe it top 8s. Hopefully it top 8s.
I would enjoy watching that again. And we're going to get to watch it again, because game 2,
Yeah.
we are...
John Howell wears that hat really low.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to see his eyes. So his opponents can't get a good read on him.
Does he have the Crater Hoof Behemoth? I can't tell, man. You're dead.
Yeah, imagine it's got to be hard to control your emotions when you're Crater Hoof Behemothing people.
Yeah. Like, how do you
You
not
have
just
to wear a
act
hat
like
low.
a huge dinosaur?
I mean, that's the question I ask myself most often. out of
Yeah,
all
like when
questions.
you get up in the morning, you're like, how do I not act like a dinosaur today?
Yeah, it's hard.
And sometimes you don't have a good answer.
So you just act like a dinosaur. All right,
Yeah.
Bruce, leading things off with the Delver of Secrets.
And a
It's a
probe.
Taxian Probe. Gonna see what John has in his hand now. Alright, John is Avacyn's Pilgrim, Elishnorn, and Avacyn's Pilgrim. Land, Mulch. Pretty good hand.
No, that's Tracker's Instinct, right?
Oh, Tracker's Instincts. Okay.
Yeah, so one of each of his green 1 sorceries, a Mana Elf, a Boom Boom, a Razor Verge Thicket, a Forest, and a Shimmering Grotto. Picture
Pretty
perfect
good.
hand.
Yeah. That's what you want.
Yep. That's how you draw it up.
Pilgrim. Now let's see what Bruce is going to do this turn. A couple lines John can take next turn. Next turn, John could go for a Tracker's Instincts or a Mulch, but he did draw a... Ooh. So
Gut
it's now
shot.
definitely limits his options for next turn.
So I think if you boarded in Huntmaster here, you want to cast your Tracker's Instinct. If you don't, you want to cast your Mulch. I guess it doesn't really matter because you're going to cast one and then the other.
I think you cast... what is it? Just Mulch first, right?
I guess so.
Because you can go, like when you're on 3 mana, you can go Tracker's Instincts and cast the Pilgrim on the same turn.
Sure.
But you need to make sure that you find yourself a green source.
I mean, he has
It's really
Razor Verge,
complete,
Forest, Grotto.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one is correct here, but it seems pretty close. If anyone has any
close. I don't
thoughts,
know if
chime
it
in on
even
Twitter.
matters. Bruce has an extra Delver of Secrets here. So when he flips these, they're going to be pretty powerful. John casting Mulch, flipping over a Black Leaf List, which is going to come to his hand, and a Tracker's Instincts.
And
Pretty
a Faithless
good flip.
Looting and a Crater Hoof Behemoth.
Yep.
Jeez. So Sylvan's Scrying for the 2 colors that he needs, and a nice little flashback spell, and a reanimation target.
Pretty good.
2 flashback spells, sorry, and a reanimation target. That's how you draw it up. And Bruce's Delvers refuse to flip.
Yeah, pretty rough for Bruce.
Yeah. Bruce only playing 20 lands and 16 creatures, so 24, I guess fewer than that, 21 hits.
Yeah, John falling to 17 here, getting bashed by both those Delvers. Let's see what Bruce has. Snapcaster Mage from Bruce. Going to copy this Taxian Probe. Going to take another gander at John's hand here.
He has Cliffs, Tracker's Instinct, Birds, Grotto, Lingering Souls, Elishnorn. He's got options.
He's got a ton of options.
And I think it's just Cliffs, Lingering Souls next turn. But it could be Cliffs, Birds, Tracker's Instinct next turn. And try and flip an Unburial Rites. I mean, I think you want your endgame to be Elishnorn, right? You just want to stick it.
Ooh, just drew an Unburial Rite. It's a pretty good one.
So now do you flashback that Faithless Looting in your yard?
I think you just play the bird and the Tracker's Instincts, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely want to maximize your mana here. This is a turn where the correct decision involves tapping all your lands.
I agree.
So, like, if you're just casting Tracker's Instincts and not Bird for some reason, then you definitely want to flash the one in your graveyard back. Okay, so he's definitely playing Bird afterwards. Ah, he flips Grudge. And no creature. A swing and a miss. Tome Scour myself.
Alright, and a Birds of Paradise from John here. Tracker's Instinct
Wow.
misses completely.
Delver's miss again.
Yeah, Bruce having a rough game here.
Yeah.
Unable to flip these Delvers. Another
This is-
Snapcaster in hand can only copy this Gut Shot.
I mean,
Going to be forced to do that.
I'm actually pretty fine with copying Gut Shot. He's still getting in for a respectable 4 damage. And setting John back on mana.
In for 4, John down to 13 here. If those Delvers had flipped earlier, John would be all but dead.
Yeah. I mean, even if they flip next turn, John is still just on a 2-turn clock. He's nearly on a 2-turn clock anyway.
Perhaps he, this turn, should flash back his
Faithless
Faithless Looting.
Yeah.
He does have Elishnorn and Burial Rites in hand.
Yep. He sees the line. He likes the line. Peel 2. Would you like to counter it? No, I would not.
Alright, and
Discard.
draws an Elishnorn and
Discards 2 Elishnorns?
Didn't you just discard the Behemoth instead of the other Elishnorn?
Yeah. You definitely want options, man. Wow. Really? Still. Ouch.
Yeah, and
This is
this
a
point-
story of Bruce running very bad.
yeah, Bruce definitely had some trouble this match. Deck not cooperating at all.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you play Craterhoof Behemoth. Your opponents, they get unlucky. Because Craterhoof Behemoth,
Doesn't mess around.
all of the good fortune is in his hooves. Alright, in for 6, John Howell falling to 7.
Well, and all of these draws are just telegraphing that Bruce doesn't, has not drawn a counter.
Whoa,
What?
whoa,
Whoa. What? I do not like this play at all.
Neither do I. Given the
He's
option,
Cast and flashback Lingering Souls? Don't you just try for an Elishnorn?
yeah, you do. Casting and flashing back Lingering Souls prevents you from dying for a little while, but
If he flips Delvers, then... Wow. Okay.
man, poor Bruce Strong.
John must just have the read that there are no instants or sorceries anywhere close to the top of Bruce's deck.
Well, if he had that read, then he would have put an Elishnorn on the battlefield.
I don't know, maybe he also had the read that he had exactly Dissipate. Exactly Dissipate. Which, not in Bruce's list. No Dissipates. Not anywhere. He has Phantasmal Image in his hand. No Dissipates.
All right.
This is an
So-
easy block everywhere.
Yeah. Boards trade with each other. Now John is just so unbelievably ahead. It's
5 cards versus 5 cards, except he has all this flashback advantage.
Unburial Rights targeting Elishnorn.
I don't even like that.
I do.
Like, the thing is, he could have sequenced his plays in the opposite order. So he Elishnorns away his opponent's board, and then he just flashes back. He plays and flashes back Lingering Souls so that he gets 4 3/3s.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, but the big issue is that he had already spent the Lingering Souls.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
At this point, the Elishnorn
Yeah, sure.
is the right play.
But, like, I think you just have to jam on Burial Rights there anyway.
Yeah, so Bruce looking for some sort of answer on the top of his deck with his Ponder. Not looking to find anything. Bruce getting pretty unlucky this game.
Bruce obviously drawing a Ponder the turn after he shoves his Delvers into the Spirits. A sick, twisted form of justice.
Yeah, at this point, Bruce is really going to have to find a way to deal with Elishnorn. He's going to need a Vapor Snag, something like that.
Attention players, if you register
But,
for $10 draft number 4,
by the time he gets there,
please report to the
yeah,
side
it might
event
already be
banner.
too late.
Yeah.
Players registered for $10 draft number 4, please report to the side
Now,
event
7
banner
plus
for
4
your
is
event.
11 plus...
Are we doing math on whether or not Craterhoof plus Elishnorn is...
Yeah,
Game?
it's game right now.
Oh, jeez.
It is.
I need to look up this Craterhoof Behemoth card again.
Yeah, Crater Behemoth, man. It's a real card.
When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control.
Bruce with another Taxian Probe sees a Crater Behemoth and an Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Oof.
Alright, so let's see.
Yeah, it's 15 and... It's 17 if he plays Pilgrim plus Unburial Rights, right?
Well, the Pilgrim, yeah. Okay, Phantasmal Image, that's going to take care of this Elishnorn. Bruce needed that. Let's see if he can...
I mean, his Behemoth could just, like, get in for 6. Guy's Revenge style.
Yeah. Not the most unreasonable thing. Alright. Ooh, another Unburial Rights. That's really, really, really good.
Don't discard this one. Don't do it.
No, he did
You did it. No.
Why would you do that?
Come on, man.
Generally, when you have
A
the 5
zillion
mana
mana.
afterward, you just
Yeah, you
keep
can
both
just
halves of your
front side
deck.
it
It's
and
the
back side it.
most powerful thing your deck can do.
Since it's...
Yeah, if 2 Unburial Rights resolve, you just win on the spot. If 1 resolves, you probably win.
And
so
since
having
1 Unburial
access
Rights
to-
is 2 Unburial Rights.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to cast 3 instead of 2 is way better.
Like, when your graveyard is that big, it's basically Demonic Tutor and Black Lotus.
Yeah, basically. Oh, he shoots Crater Behemoth this time.
In for 7. 7.
Or 7, yeah, Pilgrim. And Bruce down to 7 now.
Things are not looking good for Bruce Strong.
Yeah, he's... I think he drew a sword here, so he might be able to survive a little bit longer, but... Oh no, next turn he just gets hooved again.
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah, alright, so Bruce really going to need to go through his options here, but not looking good at all. Has a Geist, has an Invisible Stalker, 3 points of toughness, dead on board, Unburial Rights from the graveyard, targeting Craterhoof Behemoth, and it's 10 plus 9 is 19, plus 1 is 20 trampling damage coming into the red zone. Bruce, even if he blocks as much as he can, going to -10.
That's a lot of damage, man. Yeah.
Crater Hook Behemoth, man. Welcome to the future.